Welcome to Nik and Matt Get Goosebumps, a podcast about R.L. Stine's classic Goosebumps series. I'm Matt.
And I'm Nick.
And today we're going to be discussing book number 4, Say Cheese and Die! Exclamation mark at the end of die, so you know
They mean business.
Yeah, they're serious. It's a big deal, Nick. This was first published in November of 1992.
Really? Because the version I had said 93.
Well, I'm sure this is very interesting for the listeners, and I'm sure you're wrong.
This says 92 in your version.
Yeah.
And it belonged to Brandon Stordemeyer.
It's one of my notes, Nick. You're taking my notes.
Sorry. Okay, sorry.
This book.
Sorry.
It's true. This book belonged to Brandon Studenmeyer. But he gave it up. He lost it. He lost it.
What a fool!
All that's left is his pink cursive signature. I want to find these people, I think. Thank them.
Sure.
I could probably do it on Facebook. Nick, we have some spooky facts.
Spooky facts?
Yeah, you like spooky facts, don't
I
you?
do. Spooky!
There we go. Stein got this idea from a Twilight Zone episode called A Most Unusual Camera.
I mean, yep.
So, that seems, it was a little disappointing. I mean, that seems beat for beat almost what this story is about, except
do you remember the one with the stopwatch?
No, I don't. But in that episode, though, the camera only showed what would happen, and it was the characters' greed, Nick, that made bad things happen. Right?
Yes. Well, yeah, because I mean, Twilight Zone was all about the morality.
Yeah. So this was a little different. I mean, all these characters in R.L. Stine's version of it, the Say Cheese and Die, they're all terrible,
Stupid fucking kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the second thing is Jacobus painted this cover only after reading a brief synopsis of what the book was about, like he usually does.
I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah. And this time, his artwork was not accurate at all.
No.
About what happened in the story. But
well, no, it is. And I have a note about that.
Because of the dream sequence.
Yes.
But now R.L. Stine added the dream sequence in after Tim Jacobus had painted it, because he was like, this is such a nice painting, I don't want to tell him he did anything wrong.
Okay, I didn't look up any fun facts for this, so you're blowing my mind right now.
That was it. This is one of the only times that R.L. Stine changed his story to accommodate the artwork.
Okay.
Yeah. And even if you look at it, I mean, that's not Greg's family.
No, there is a girl in there.
Yeah. Or maybe that's just Terry. We didn't get a great description of Terry.
No, we didn't.
He works at the Dairy Freeze.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that cover while we have it here. We're doing it, so let's go all in. What do you think?
It's spooky.
It is.
Like, I mean, it compared to the last three, where it was like, an ominous-looking house, a hand from the basement, like a plant hand from the basement, and then just like, green monster blood dripping from the stairs. Like, you get a sense of like what it is. This one is just lays it right out there on Front Street. It is a bunch of skeletons having a barbecue, and, they are terrifying.
They are terrifying, and I think what scared me most about it is the mother character here.
Right.
Has the same haircut as my mom.
Okay, well.
And the same haircut she had when I was a child. And I think it's just the cavalier attitude of all of them. I mean, the sisters in the back.
Well, I mean, they're just having a good time. I mean, the father has a beer.
Yeah.
Which, maybe he shouldn't be after an accident like that.
Well, is
what? She's got sunglasses in the background, the daughter, or Terry, and...
Yeah, they're just like us. They're just like people. They're just like the fleshies.
They're just all the flesh has been peeled. Like, they're wearing clothes, and like they are the victims of a hydrogen bomb attack.
Okay.
Because that'll just take away the organic material and not like structures and inorganic stuff.
Okay. Well, good history. Not a history lesson, but just a good lesson in general.
Yeah.
They're eating
Please
a lot
send
of burgers.
all corrections to the email address.
Oh, yes. WEGOTGOOSEBUMPS@gmail.com. They're eating a lot of burgers, Nick.
They look burned.
They do. The kid in the back, though, with the backwards baseball cap, he's eating a hot dog. There are no other hot dogs
Is
to
that
be
a hot
seen.
dog?
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought he was just...
That is definitely a hot dog.
That's definitely a hot dog.
Yeah. Got to put some meat on their bones.
Get out.
Get into...
Get out.
You know what, Nick, before we do this,
yes.
This book is about a evil camera that...
Evil!
that will take your picture and just show you something real unpleasant.
Yep.
Right? Now, do you believe in the lore of this haunted camera?
Like that it actually
Yeah,
exists?
do you think that it could be a thing of the flesh, a real thing? Tangible?
No.
Because, Nick, I want to take our picture
Oh, God.
and see what develops.
Okay.
So we have this Polaroid, and, it's not as fast as you'd think it was. It will take about 40 minutes to develop.
Okay.
So we're going to do the episode, and we'll check it out after, see if anything heinous has developed.
Now I'm a little worried.
All right, so we'll see that picture in 40 minutes, Nick.
40 minutes?
Yep. And
Is that how long it took in the book?
Well, I think they may have had better technology back in the 90s. For Polaroid, at least. Now it's more of it's a harder thing to find, harder to get it working right.
Yeah.
So hopefully
Because we're in the future.
Exactly. Nick, if anybody wants to see that photo, you could probably check it out on our Facebook page.
We have a Facebook page?
Yeah, we do. We got Goosebumps /Facebook or Facebook / We Got Goosebumps.
Facebook.com/WeGotGoosebumps.
Yeah, just look it up, man.
Yeah, just
We'll put a link to it in the notes.
Goose Notes.
We talk about the cast real quick.
Yeah, that was one, because this one, it starts out where you're not introduced to the main character right away.
That's true, right? Who are we? We're talking about Michael.
Michael.
And I'm wearing the faded denim cutoffs.
Yeah, I don't care.
I like anybody who is brave enough to wear denim cutoffs,
especially in 1992.
We got Doug, or Bird, as people call him.
Fucking Doug.
He looks like a bird, a stork.
Yeah, well, he's an asshole, is what he is.
I guess, but are his friends just really not the creative type? He's like, he looks like a bird. Let's call him Bird.
They're all terrible.
Shari, she likes the color yellow. That's what I have in my notes.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like the sweater and the leggings as was it the last one, Monster Blood?
I think so.
Yeah.
And we have Greg, our main character. He's the sensible one, though he wishes he could be wild and crazy.
God.
So they're not they're all deplorable characters. I think the best
really awful.
The victim of this whole story is Spidey.
Yep.
A hobo scientist who resembles a spider because he dresses in black and is lanky. So they're really not creative. It's like, this guy looks like a spider. We'll call him Spidey.
Yeah.
And I don't really understand his situation.
Well, I mean, I think we'll explore that a bit more when we get to the finale, the explosive finale.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like your way of thinking. Do things in order.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's like how we've done it before.
So let's get into the recap. This is Say Cheese and Die.
Listener beware. You're in for a scare.
We start off, Nick, with a gang of friends, if you can call them that. Can you call them that?
Well, I mean, my first note here, chapter 1, page 1, I hate this character. Yeah, Pitt's Landing is the pits. Fuck you, Greg.
They're 12.
Yeah, I know.
They're bored to death out there, Nick.
Oh my god, it's the 90s. You have so much to do in a small town.
And they do. They decide to go check out the old Kaufman house. Even though it's super creepy, Nick.
Super creepy.
They're doing it. Good on them, though, Bored kids, bored 12-year-old kids in a boring old town looking for excitement and adventure. They usually just get really into drugs.
Yes, they do.
I mean, that's
how Nirvana started.
And that would have been probably a more realistic story and far scarier if just these kids got addicted to... What was the drug of the 90s?
The heroin.
There we go. Yeah, definitely. They just get addicted to heroin.
Oh my god. No, wait. 90s? Probably ecstasy.
Ecstasy, eh? What's a cheap, 12-year-old drug?
Cough's medicine?
There may not have actually even been a camera. They could have just found some drugs in that basement, and then everything is just them hallucinating.
Say MDMA and die.
Anyway, they are a tad hesitant to go into the house because it's believed to be where Spidey, the old homeless man, hangs out. But they egg each other on. This is the peer pressure part of it all.
Peer pressure.
Yeah, and after exploring it a bit, Bird starts calling up for help. He's in the basement. He should have stayed out of it. But Greg is the hero here, and he pushes past Michael and Shari to help him.
Well, you're already on, chapter 3.
It moves fast.
Well, I have so much to say about chapter 1.
No, go ahead. They haven't found the camera yet, so talk about everything you want to before the camera's found.
Okay.
Which I'm sure is riveting.
Well, it's like they're so bored, and they're like, "Oh, we should," like they're talking like Kevin Smith characters.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like, "Oh, we're so bored. Like, let's go to what is it, Grover's? Yeah, let's go to Grover's and look at the comics. X-Force is coming out. I should join X-Force." And they start talking about who they'd be in X-Force.
Okay, that probably just went right over my head.
Okay, so yeah, I have
because
this,
of X-Force.
I have this note, and it says literally, "I guess I have to explain X-Force since the movie hasn't come out yet, right?"
I thought it was a made-up R.L. Stine bit.
No. X-Force it's an offshoot of the X-Men.
Okay.
They're like sort of a X-Men like special ops like mutant strike force.
Oh, I thought it was the Dairy Freeze equivalent to X-Men.
No.
Okay.
No. It's a legit thing. The movie will be coming out at some point, I'm sure.
Do you think they'll reference Say Cheese and Die in it?
You know what? If they don't, then that's a missed opportunity.
Exactly. But continue, Nick.
Well, no, and then there was also another note where they call. I didn't put a page number, so I'm guessing it's page 2.
37
in a row. Oh yeah, we could fight Crabgrass. Bird suggested. He was the Joker in the group, and I just wanted to point out that Joker is DC and X-Force is Marvel. So either Bird is the Joker or he's in X-Force. He can't be both.
Isn't R.L. Stine working on something Marvel related? Too?
Is he?
Thought he was.
Not that I know.
I think he wrote something for Marvel.
If he
but
did,
don't take my word on that.
This is the first I'd be hearing of it.
This is 25 years ago R.L. Stine. This isn't current day R.L. Stine. So let's. Should we get to where they're finding the camera?
Yeah. I mean, I just thought like in chapter 2 there was like some subtext.
There are already 2 chapters before they find the camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought there was some subtext between Greg and Bird, but
we'll get to it. That's what you're here for.
I mean, what was it? Page 8. Bird always made him laugh.
Oh, was it italicized always?
Yes.
Oh, you know something there. I thought there was a little something between Shari and Greg, and not.
Well, I mean that's
not in Greg's favor though. I mean, Shari's clearly using him.
Oh yeah, no, that's my next note. Shari's a bitch.
Yeah. Just don't want that camera, Greg. Bring that camera. Take my picture,
Greg.
Greg.
Let's go and boo our friends. Like, my God, you're terrible.
Well, Greg has a hand in that, too. We'll get to that. That's where the whole friendship really fell apart for me.
Okay.
And also, in this scene, too, Michael and Shari weren't even trying to help Bird. They just stood there. And in the end, Bird was just pulling everyone's leg for a lark.
Yeah, and I wrote this note, I hope Bird dies.
Yeah. And I think at one point, I thought he did.
I mean, we'll get there.
Yeah. In the basement, now they've all gone to the basement, 4 of them.
They should stay out of the basement. That's rule number 2.
Yeah, you need the father from that, his stern voice from the episode.
I think he's too busy with, what's his face?
Gomez.
I don't know
Gomez?
what his name was. It was Hernandez or something, something like that.
Geraldo. In the basement now, Greg finds a camera. That is the chapter break. Very lame chapter break.
I mean, the other one was like, oh no, a dog came at me.
Yeah, Cocker Spaniel or something.
Yeah.
There was another really lame chapter break in here that I just took a note of. It was Terry asking for more potatoes.
Yes. Yeah, no. I noticed that too, and I was just...
I think that might win.
I think it's chapter 9, because I wrote Terry asking the hard questions.
He's a simple man.
He's a simple man.
Wants his potatoes, and he wants to know if there are more of them.
I mean, are there? I want to know.
We never found out. Maybe in Say Cheese and Die again.
Well, let's cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be in like 2 years. This find of the camera is heaven sent for young Gregory, Nick, because he adores all things camera. He's got magazines. He dreams of being a famous photographer, mountains and jungles,
and yet he can't even get anything he shoots with his camera in frame. Like,
not only that, he doesn't even know this is an instant camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Polaroid camera is obviously a Polaroid camera when you see it. This he doesn't realize until the picture prints out. It's like those people who don't know they're pregnant until they're having the baby.
Oh yeah, like Peggy on Mad Men.
I thought it was Peggy from King of the Hill. Oh, I missed that episode.
Yeah.
She was too old.
Plus, he had a narrow urethra. I tell you what.
Yeah, the stars